Hello, welcome to my channel. I'm Sam and I'm an artist, and on this channel I'm really passionate about sharing my journey as an artist, behind the scenes as the business and all of the things that entails, trying to create a profitable business as an artist and busting that myth of starving artist. It really doesn't have to be that way. You can certainly make money as an artist, and it's never been a better time, 2023, to become an artist and to turn your hobby into a business. So on this channel you can expect tutorials. I'm going to be showing you little clips and tip videos about how I create my work and my journey as an artist, how that grows and evolves over time using different materials and different reference photos and kind of telling a story with my art. That's what I'm really excited about in this year. But this video is going to be about how I went from 0 to 1,500 subscribers on YouTube and my journey to become monetized this year, and all of the tips that I've picked up along the way that can help you if you want to start your own art channel. Or any type of YouTube channel really. So I'm going to be showing you my analytics, the actual figures, how long things have taken, and I really hope that this can help you avoid some of the things that have taken me an awful lot longer than they should have. And I'm certainly going to be putting these tips into place, and I've already started and noticed a growth in my channel. So I hope you follow along with me in this journey, and let's get into the video. Okay, so here's my channel, and this is the kind of overview, and it says my channel got 2,582 views in the last 28 days. These ones are really quite interesting. So it's about the same as usual. You get that little tick. Watch time in hours 70, about the same as usual, and 37 subscribers, which is 9% more than usual. So here you can see that I've uploaded a video, and you can see a little peak there of views, and again here, and then it seems to go down. So this is just in the last 28 days. There's a live count here, which is really interesting, and then a count here which is the last 48 hours, which updates live. And then you can go to the individual video analytics, which is good, but I tend to at the moment stay in the overview, because it's a really good way to really, for me to see, as I'm not monetized, I can't really analyze every video as a click rate or anything like that. I can just look at these channel analytics. This one's good because it talks about the audience, returning viewers, unique viewers, and subscribers. And again, all of the information, which is good, where they come from, that kind of thing. Just going to go into lifetime just so that I can show you what's been going on. So I actually started my channel 20th of December 2015 and did nothing with it at all for 4 years. I don't know why I did that. I not long had a baby. I think I might have even been pregnant with my second, and I didn't have time. It's as simple as that. But I did want to have a YouTube channel. I was thinking of doing maybe like a lifestyle motherhood type thing, but that never happened. Life got in the way. And so really my channel started around the end of 2019 into 2020. And then you can see there are these little spikes, which are actually YouTube shorts. I think they've been really quite good. One of them was 6,000. It just took off, and I have no idea why. But those are the spikes there, and then you can see that I've started adding videos as of here. So the next really important thing to think about is the last 365 days, which is what the analytics are going to be when you're monetized. So you need 1,000 subscribers and you need 4,000 hours of watch time. That is a lot of hours, and that's what I really need to work on. So in this last year, you can see I've been a little bit more consistent, but with big gaps. And that really needs to change. I gained 508 subscribers in 2022. And how many have I got in 2023 so far? 75. So we're at the beginning of the year. Well, we're actually on the 1st of March today. I can't believe it. Again, you can see I've been inconsistent, but I really want that to change going forward. And we shall see if that has a big effect on the views and subscribers as well. So there's a quick look into the analytics. As you can see, I've got a long way to go when it comes to views, but I'm feeling like a lot of the time when people are failing at YouTube, it's exactly the mistakes that I've made in the past. So I haven't been consistent. I've created a YouTube channel and then not posted on anything on it for kind of 3 or 4 years. You get excited, especially if you watch a lot of YouTube videos yourself and you think, oh, maybe I could do that. That could be something that I would really enjoy doing. And if you're creative in any which way, then making videos and that kind of thing does feel a creative outlet for you. But I think the mistake that a lot of people make is that you see a YouTube video and you see this beautifully edited video and you don't realise the amount of effort that goes into that, the amount of learning that you need to do on the editing software. I use Adobe and I use that for my artwork as well. But you have to learn it from scratch. It's not something that you would know. And although you can use the free apps on your phone, that can be a little bit tricky, a little bit annoying to kind of use those slider tools. And it is a lot easier when you've got it, you know, on your PC. So I think the biggest mistake that people make, and that I have definitely made, is inconsistency. And you hear that so often, and it's so true. If you're one of those people, like I naturally am, and I see a lot of creatives do this, what happens is you get this initial burst of enthusiasm and you think, I know I can have a YouTube video, that'll be really exciting, and I'll get monetized within a couple of months, and then they'll start paying me. You see these millions of pounds coming in from all these creators that just do a little 10-minute video of their day. That's what it looks like. And they're earning millions from it. I can do that. And you get excited and you start uploading videos, and either you hear crickets or it's very, very minimal dribs and drabs, and you start to get a little bit disheartened, and then you just stop. You see it happening all the time. Life gets in the way, or you're not seeing YouTube as a priority. You're seeing it as something that I'll do if I've got time. And that's definitely what happened to me. So consistency is key. And I think you need to be realistic about your time scale. What's happening in your life? Do you have young children? Do you have people that you need to look after? Do you have a full-time job as well? So it would be unrealistic to say that you are going to be able to post every day, for example. What do you think realistically that you could fit in to a week or a month maybe? And the key is here that you're not going to burn out and then disappear. So you're going to upload 17 videos in 1 week and then you'll disappear for 6 months, which happens a lot. And that really plays havoc with the YouTube algorithm. It does with any of the social media sites. So I think that's something that I'm going to be really more mindful of. I'm going to be treating this more as part of my business as opposed to something that would be nice if I have time. So I am committing to uploading once a week, and let's see how that goes. Please follow along on this journey and we'll see if this makes a big difference. It'd be lovely to follow along in real time to see, you know, by doing this, it makes a big difference to the amount of views that I'm getting. The subscribers seems to be gradually growing, although, you know, I've been doing this for a long time now. I've just been really inconsistent. The next thing that I think is really important is to find a subject, or they call it a niche, don't they? That can be a little bit difficult because we are multifaceted as human beings. We tend to have a lot of interests, especially if you are of the creative kind of disposition. So you tend to find that there's so many things that you want to share. Maybe there's lots of things that you really love to do, whether that's gardening, whether you've moved into a new house and it's renovation and you're doing a little bit of DIY, whether it's drawing or painting, gardening, cooking, whatever. You feel like you want to fit it all into one channel. And I think that's been a little bit of a problem for my channel as well, because I've been a little bit unclear about what I want to do. I know I'm an artist, I know I enjoy art, but there's so many different elements of the art that I love. I love realism. As you can see behind, I'm kind of creating this, I am creating this leopard. But I also want to have a play with paints and acrylics and be a little bit more free and creative. I've taken a lot of inspiration from people like Talia Stanton and just different people that I've seen on Instagram. I really want to be able to have a little play. And so it's quite easy to become a little bit confused about what it is that you want to put on your channel. So It does take time to become a little bit clearer. What I would say, a really big tip that I found, is to try to make it as simple as you possibly can. Don't overwhelm yourself by coming up with all these different ideas and then you sit there and think, well, what am I going to make a video on today? Make a plan. Sit down and think about possibly what your 3 main things are that you want to share on your channel. And do they tie together? Do they tie into the rest of your business? Can you see them working to create the business that you really want? Have a think about what it is that you really want and what will really fit into yours. So, for example, I really am passionate about my art. I'd love to be able to sell commissions and prints regularly and grow my portfolio, possibly have an exhibition, all of these things, really exciting. That's one side of my business. I also love to teach what I'm learning, and so I have my online membership. So that's another side, building a community and the teaching side of things. And then the third side has kind of evolved into people asking about how I have grown my art business, and therefore it's kind of merged into the coaching side of the business behind it, the behind the scenes. And so all of these are the 3 main aspects of my business. And then I need to think about with my social media how they all fit together, how I can divide my time during the week, and then how I can share that with other people, so that it kind of makes sense and creates this business as a whole that is multifaceted but also links together, if that makes sense. So it creates a good model that has a couple of different income streams coming in, which I think is really smart to do. Especially if it fluctuates with art. You don't know if you're going to sell an original, you don't know if you're going to get commissions coming in. So that's my next tip. Have a bit more of a clear vision about what you want to show on your channel. Does it make sense to the audience? Are they coming onto your channel for art and then suddenly you go down the gardening route and completely confuse people? You're going to draw subscribers in for the gardening, and then you post another video and it's about drawing, and they're either going to leave or not come back, or certainly not watch your videos. So be a little bit consistent about what you are posting. The next thing I would say is try and keep your videos interesting. So if you are going to do a sit down video like this, it might be a really good idea to add some B-roll in. Now, B-roll is just a way of saying adding little clips in to make things more interesting, to mix things up. So it's not just about you sitting down in front of the camera, there's nothing wrong with that, but it does keep things more interesting, and it's another good opportunity to look at your analytics and see your retention. Do people drop off at a certain point? Did you start rambling about something that was irrelevant, or maybe you repeated yourself a few too many times? So it's really important just to have a look to see if people drop off, to change the scenery, maybe move into a different area like I've done now. It just keeps things a little bit more interesting and keeps people entertained. So that's my next tip, just to keep things interesting, mix things up, show a little bit of a variety in things within your videos. And I'm hoping that this is really going to be adding to the views and the fact that people keep coming back to find out what you're doing. Because they really like your videos. So those are my 3 best tips on how to grow your YouTube channel from nothing to the point that I am now and beyond, and following along on my journey to become monetized as quickly as possible, but also in a way that doesn't burn me out and a way that feels exciting, and that you can keep it going, that is sustainable, because that's really important too as part of my business. So I hope you will follow along on this journey to become monetized. So if you did like this video, please don't forget to like and subscribe. It really means a lot to me and helps this channel out, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye for now.